Welcome to another episode of RELICS Radio. This is a family-friendly show, so the entire family can join us as we talk metal detecting, relic, and treasure hunting. You can also call into the show at 270-495-0315 or join in the chat and post any comments or questions you might have. RELICS Radio is also now syndicated on the Cutting Edge Radio Network and is broadcast around the world. You're listening to RELICS Radio of Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. And you are listening to another episode of RELICS Radio. We want to welcome all of our live listeners tonight on the Spreaker app. Also want to welcome all of our syndicated listeners on the Cutting Edge Radio Network. And like we say each week, we realize that you may not be able to listen live. You may be busy tonight and not be able to catch the show as it is airing live, and you'll catch it on the archives. But we appreciate you too. Thanks for listening to RELICS Radio tonight. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody as well. I don't know in your town, but they're calling it Brown Thursday here tonight. And Walmart is open, and my gang is half of them are taking a car out there where they will have a ride back, and the other half is taking the other half out there. And then, of course, tomorrow will be Black Friday. A lot of people will be shopping, but I trust that you've had a great Thanksgiving, and I trust that you've had plenty to eat, and you're ready to sit down and start talking about Christmas, because that's what we're going to do tonight. We have got with us tonight, and by the way, I'm your host. I am Digging with Seven, and got a very special guest tonight, somebody that I've been wanting to get on as a guest. Have talked to her several times, but actually have her on as a guest tonight. And that is Barb DirtPirate. What's going on tonight, Barb?
I'm stuffed.
Are you? I ate dinner, and then I went back down to here on the farm. We've got a couple of houses, and my wife's sister's on down the road, and you can actually walk between the houses. It's not that far, maybe 100 yards. And I went back down there probably about 5 o'clock and ate supper, and we watched a little bit of a ball game and everything. And then I packed everything up and waddled back up here. I say it every year, I'm not going to eat that much, but I always do. But, I think we ought to have dressing year round. I don't know why we only have dressing, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I guess it's all the work that goes into it.
No, I like making dressing throughout the year.
Oh, do you? Well, I may have to come to your house then the rest of the year. Yep. Hey, Barb, we've, like I said, we've had you on. We've had you on live a couple of times in person at Digging in Virginia. And that's where I met you. And I kind of pulled a trick on you that year that I met you at DIV, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
You didn't think that I was coming, and I didn't think that I was coming either. But then things worked out to where that I could, and I eventually made it up there. And I told everybody, I said, don't say anything to Barb, because she was going to make a sign, and everybody was going to stand out there, and she was going to post it on Facebook that they missed me and everything. And I go walking into the pre-hunt there, and she's walking outside, and she spots me, and she says, "You devil, you've tricked me." But we've had you on at the DIV in the spring. You were there, and you were on the show, and then I think year before last. You may have been on 3 of these at the DIVs, and then you've called in a few times on our show. But we've never been had the good fortune of featuring you as a guest, but always wanted to, and we've got that opportunity tonight. So I think we just ought to start off tonight. We need some background on you. How did you get all started in metal detecting and what have you?
Well, I wanted to start metal detecting when I lived in Florida, and my ex was like, "Why, we'll never find anything," and just, of course, played it down. So when I got divorced, I needed a hobby, living alone. I'm like, I need something to do, and I said, I'm going to go metal detecting, and started. There weren't that many Facebook groups 5.5 years ago. It was probably 6 years ago. And I found metal detecting, which I believe they're out of England, and 1 or 2 other groups, and hooked up with a guy who sold me a used Garrett 350. For $175. It was a great deal. I found tons with it. It's a great beginner machine. And so I have my ex to thanks that I finally got to go metal detecting.
Well, that's one thing, isn't it? You know, I've always heard that if you look close enough, you'll find a little good in everybody. So that's good for him then. And then I'm sure that it wasn't long before. How long did it take you to progress from that starter Garrett machine to another machine?
Actually, I wanted to buy the AT Pro and got talked out of it. You know, what if you don't like it? You know, that's a lot of money to invest. So the little voices that were telling me that won, and I bought the 350 and I was happy with it, but I don't think I had it a couple weeks and I wanted the AT Pro. So it was probably, I think I waited till tax time, so almost a year before I bought it, and had it maybe 2 years before I bought my XP Deus.
Yeah. I knew that you were a Deus user as well. Have you still got the AT Pro?
I do.
Yeah, I do too, and I kind of went the same way that you did. I started off way back in the day in 1975 with an old White's machine. And then years and years later, I kept that White's machine for a long time because, you know, the metal detecting market wasn't what it is today. There weren't new machines coming out constantly. There wasn't as much interest in it as there is now. And so eventually I got one of the Garrett machines. And then I quickly shifted over to the AT Pro and really liked it, really hunted with it quite a bit. And then I kept seeing stuff about the MindLab machines, and the E-Track kind of caught my eye. And I got it, and I'll never forget the first time that I took that E-Track out. Of course, it has the 2 numbers, you know, and it was as confusing as it could be. And I had the AT Pro in the car. So I went and got the AT Pro, and then the next day I did the same thing, hunted with the E-Track for a little bit, and then I thought, you know, if I'm going to learn this machine, I need to leave the AT Pro at home. And so I did, and I got accustomed to using it, and then decided I was going to move on up to the CTX, and I got it. And but I've kind of come full circle because my AT Pro as my all-around machine, it's still my go-to machine. I would still rather use that machine to scout with, and you know, I like it. I know that it's not a do-all machine. I know that it's not a water machine as far as salt water and stuff, but it continues to be a really, really good machine, and I still use it quite a bit. But then you eventually went to the GPX, and I would say that you did that because you got into digging in Virginia, didn't you?
Yes, I did my first digging in Virginia at Coles Hill with my AT Pro. And I did actually, I've had worse hunts than that one, but I hit the woods, and then I went and hit the target range, which, yeah, people are like, but they're fired, they're not battled, they're not dropped. I'm like, for my first one, I'm like, I got 23 bullets. I don't care if they're fired, they're dropped. I'm going home with the tray of bullets, So, after that, when I decided to go to my second DIV, people are like, you can rent it. And I'm like, at this point, I got a couple years under my belt, and I'm like, $100 a day for 6 days, just go buy it. So that's what I do with my tax return. I buy metal detectors.
Well, there you go. At least that we can say something good about the government then, too. And look here, we done got your ex and the government up on a pedestal here tonight. I never thought that we could do that, but now we do strange things on RELICS Radio, no doubt about it.
Well, being single, I always make sure I take out, you work overtime and that. So I always have extra taken out because I'd rather them owe me than me owe them. And it's like a bonus check, you know? So I always like, okay, what am I going to do this year with my tax return? Well, let's see. I want another metal detector. Yeah.
And we do the same thing. And, it's always good for a vacation or something. Of course, I'm married, so I had to kind of spread mine around, I can't, but, my wife is very supportive of what I do. She fusses sometimes, how many metal detectors do you really need? And fusses about the show. She kind of raised an eyebrow there a while ago because, it got to be about 6:00 here Central Time. And I said, told everybody down there, I said, well, I'm going to go, but, most everybody was leaving anyway. And she said, where are you going? I said, I got a show tonight. And she kind of raised an eyebrow, and I said, you knew I had a show tonight. But she's supportive of it and everything. But, don't you think, Barb, that metal detecting is an escape?
It is. I always have had a pretty stressful job. I was an ICU nurse for years. Then I worked in the emergency department. Then I ran a nursing program, and now I work in a nursing home as an MDS coordinator, which is dealing with the government. I do like all the resident. I basically fill out this massive spreadsheet that would kill you and tell the government everything about the resident. And so it's really like being a detector. Detector is looking for everything, investigating and reporting it, and being accurate because it is CMS that I send everything to.
Yeah, and that's right. But you have so much stress during the week, and a lot of people really stress themselves out too whenever they start when they get a metal detector and go out. A few years ago, I settled with myself in my mind that whenever I walk out of the house, I'm looking for one filmable clip. In other words, I'm looking to find something that I can film and put on a video. Now, people that watch my videos, there have been times whenever I have found spectacular things, but there are times whenever I don't find much. In fact, I went on a hunt this week with Tim Henderson and Ron Reed, and I didn't find that much. They did very well. I didn't. It's just that way. I've hunted down there with them before, and I had good days, but then you'll have those bad days. But if you just look at every time that you go out to detect, if I can just come back with one good relic, if I can just come back with one good find, then I'm happy. And if I get anything, of course, we never find everything that we want to, do we?
No, we don't. But, when you were saying it's a good de-stressor, it actually is. There are days that I would come home from work on Friday after a half a day and I'm going to the park and going detecting, even if I don't find anything, just to get out of that work zone and get in a happy place.
Yep, that's right. And nothing better than that to accomplish that. I do want to get this in this segment. Those of you that don't know, Barb is also a really good writer. And you did an article for American Digger magazine on the lumberyard that you hunted, and you actually won a prize that year, one of the writer prizes, didn't you?
I won second place for amateur writer of the year for that article, so I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got this year or this past year for the Great Silver Horde, and it is an honor, to share your story of a particular spot like you did with that. I wasn't even on the Great Silver Horde, but I shared their story, and that makes me as happy as it would have had it been me. But if you guys will go back, and I don't remember, and I'm pretty sure that you don't remember either, but what issue that was in, or do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I didn't figure that you did. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I tell you what, whenever you get when you get my age, you forget your name sometimes. Hey guys, we need to run a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Barb, the Dirt Pirate. We are very excited to announce that Calico Metal Detectors is now the major sponsor of RELICS Radio. Calico Metal Detectors has provided customers with the best metal detectors and accessories for over 60 years, and they offer the largest selection and best deals on metal detectors guaranteed. Calico Metal Detectors features only the very best of treasure hunting equipment that'll help you find coins, rings, jewelry, and relics both on land and underwater. From gold pans to metal detectors, they carry the hottest selling products on the market. And Calico is just a phone call away, before, during, or after the purchase. You can call them at 855-246-2586 or visit the website at www.calicodetectors.com. And by the way, guys, RELICS Radio is an affiliate with Calico, and if you buy something from there, use our discount code, all one word, RELICS Radio, and you will get a discount on those items that you purchase, and we get a small commission on that. So keep that in mind. Hey, Barb, one of the reasons that we wanted to do this show tonight is that we're coming up on the second annual Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway for Kids 5 through 15. Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm excited. It's actually when all the work in the beginning is completed and we are actually at the weekend of the giveaway, then I'm excited. But everything that comes before that is not so exciting.
And you and I talked a little bit before the show, and you and I have talked before about it as well. People don't realize what you do in coordinating such a huge venture as this giveaway is, because you're getting packages from everybody and from everywhere, and you've got to coordinate those, and then you have to put them with the different groups, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And then you got to make sure that they are mailed out, and the detectors that are donated, you have to get in contact with those people and make sure that they know where to drop ship those detectors and what have you. And it's just you do a yeoman's job. I mean, there is so much that goes into that, but you make good money out of it, don't you?
Yeah, no, I usually have a deficit. I'm already at a deficit. There's a lot that goes into it, and people don't realize. I mean, I've showed pictures. If you look at the webpage, the Facebook page, it is a Facebook page, and it is the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway. It doesn't have a year because I believe everything should be transparent, and so it's on the same page that we did the giveaway for last year.
Yep.
So people want to scroll back and see the kids excuse me, with the detectors they won last year, it's all there. It's not going away unless Facebook goes away or deletes my page. But this way, everything stays on one page, and next year we build on the same page. There's no sense having a different page for every single year.
Yeah. And, you know, I was joking whenever I said that you're paid well for that, because I know that you don't make anything out of this. You don't get any money out of this. But we get a lot of pleasure if we see the face of a child. And every giveaway that we've had on RELICS Radio here, we always encourage the people, you know, to take a picture of themselves, especially whenever it is a prize that goes to a kid. And just the feeling that you get whenever you see, and, you know, you're not there, and it's most of the time not a video, it's just a picture, but, man, you can see the elation on the face of those kids, and that really, really makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
It does. I never had any kids, just, you know, something the good Lord gives you to deal with. And I can't say that because I have like 600 kids that were my nursing students. So whenever I say I didn't have kids, they always go, Mom, you know, because they all called me Mom. But watching these kids' faces on that page when they posted their detector or their coin, I mean, there was one little girl with a pinpointer. She probably didn't have a detector. Hopefully her parents went and bought her one. Yeah. I do believe her parents are in there this year, so if they didn't, hopefully they'll get a detector to go with that. But the majority of them, the looks on their faces were priceless. Dwight Colin II, I don't know if I pronounced his name right, he did a video of his son opening his package and posted it on the page, and his child was so excited. And I did have somebody ask today, it was, I won't say their name, but they have donated to the giveaway, and they asked, can I enter my son? Absolutely. It doesn't, this is all legitimate. You know, I'm not going to give something to someone just because they gave me, you know, something to give away. The contests are all legitimate. A lot of them are random.org, which I do live. So there is, you know, no question. It's like, here we are, we're live, we're going to pick the number, and here's the number, and now I'm going to go look and see which child, you know, won this. And so anyone can enter if you're in the lower 48 states. I cannot ship to overseas. I'm sorry. I probably could England if it was just a coin or something, but I just have to exclude it because we can't ship detectors overseas from the dealers.
And you get into a problem whenever not only is it too expensive to do it, and you know, I think people realize that and understand that. But we gave away a pinpointer probably a couple of years ago, and it was to one of these third world countries. And I got the guy's information, and I sent the pinpointer, and I told him, I said, now you message me back now when you get that. And so he messaged me back in 2 or 3 weeks, still hadn't come, you know. So I got with the post office, and we were able to track that thing to New York. It left New York, and we have no tracking after that. He never got his pinpointer. We never found out where the thing went. And, you know, some of those countries will open those packages, and if it's something that they want, they just take it. And the people never get it. And so there's all kind of complications that we don't have here in the lower 48, you know, where we're mailing things out, not to mention the expense.
Well, I have sent things to England, and it's pretty cheap if it's, you know, just a small envelope or something. But I had a guy win. He had an American name. He just happened to be in Korea, and he won something, and it was a Civil War bullet and some other things. And so when I went to the post office, thank God I know my post lady, and I said, is this going to get there? And she said, first of all, it's going to cost you like $30 to mail this little teeny package. Second of all, they will never get that because of what's in it. And I contacted him and said, I can't do it. And he said, can you mail it to England? I have family there, and I'll be there in a couple months. And I went, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I mailed it to his family in England.
Yeah. Well, best of luck this year that there's no snafus or anything, that everything works out with all the mailing.
We only had one snafu last year, and it was somebody that mailed something late.
Yeah.
And so I do not want anyone to commit to this giveaway to mail it personally. All detectors, and we have 8 or 9, possibly 10 right now, which last year we had 8. So and they're better detectors than we had last year. I think I had 4 Go Finds last year. I don't have any of those.
Well, I think the last I heard, which was just a couple of days ago, you only had 7 detectors.
Oh, no. Whites stepped up to the plate today, and they have given me an X-Venture, and somebody else stepped up to the plate last night. Oh, Emily Copeland, Little Dirt Digger,
right,
is giving away her used Garrett 300 with a pinpointer, and everything else that's in that picture is going as one package to one kid.
Well, that's great. That is great. And, maybe tonight, and, you and I talked about this too, that the detectors can be given up until the last day. They can be donated up until the last day. But if you're sending a small package, something that Barb will mail out, whether it's patches or stickers or buttons or things like that, she will have to have that by December the 10th because you pre-package all of that, and then when you do the drawing, then all you have to do is just address those boxes. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it's a lot of work up front. I have already hit Walmart and have a stack of boxes just because I needed a certain size. Frankie Brashong, who I hunt with at Virginia, made 10 Riker cases with bullets and buttons and shark teeth and just J-hooks, all kind of things. Some of it I'm like, can I be 5 this year? Because I really would like this. Dan Santafonte I hunt with him in Virginia. I couldn't leave Peppers the last night because I'm like, somebody's got to walk all this with me to my hotel room because I can't carry it all.
Yeah.
But Dan gave me a bag of bullets, and there's what's the really big ones? The 69 cal?
Yeah, the 69s.
Oh my God, there's I don't know how many. I've never found one. I'm like, will he miss one if I take it? And I would never do that. I look at it going, man, that hurts. That just hurts, But when it's somebody donates something you haven't found, you just sit there going, and you're donating this,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know
stick a knife in my heart here. Mark Hoover did that. Mark Hoover, and I have to remember this is syndicated, so I have to be nice.
Yeah.
He is a mean person.
Why do you say that?
Because he made Indian head necklaces, 10 of them.
Oh, my goodness.
And put them in bags with coins and bullets and stickers and patches. And I thought, and then he sent me poll tabs, and only one. And I put the poll tabs in the picture, and only one person seen the poll. 2 people seen the poll tabs, and I said those were for the naughty kids. So I decided I'm going to do a poll tab contest because I have a big jar, so I'm going to add those. The ones Mark sent, and we'll have a guess the poll tab contest for one of the detectors.
I tell you what, and what are you going to give as a prize for guess the amount of pull tabs there?
It probably will be one of the detectors. I think that will be a good detector giveaway contest instead of just a random.org, here's the jar, here's the mason jar, here's the things. The person that gets it closest without going over wins the detector.
Let me say this. I donated to something there in last year. So let me do this. When you do that, the winner of that, I'm going to send a Garrett Ace Series metal detector to whoever wins that. Can I do that?
You can do that.
Okay. I want to do that again this year. I've kind of tossed it around a little bit. I know that I did it last year, and I really wanted to do it again and talked it over this afternoon, and I can do that. So let me do that. I'm going to send one of the Garrett Ace Series, and but I want to stipulate that it's the counting of the pull tabs. So
I love it. Thank you.
I do too.
We may hit a dozen detectors this year. Last year I had so many silver and coins and nobody sent me any coins, which is fine because I have so many silver coins from hunts that I went to. So I'm happier to have more detectors than last year and no coins. So
okay. Hey, we need to take a commercial break. We've got Josh Kimmel on the line that has joined us. Josh, will touch base with you as soon as we come back from this commercial right here. You know, T-shirts are a perfect way to get your brand recognized, whether you're talking about a business, a club, a sports team, your YouTube channel, or whatever. But you may have asked, where can I get quality, affordable shirts on demand? Well, I'm glad you asked. RELICS RADIO uses DetectTees.com for all of our T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. That's DetectTees.com. Ken and Mark Guthrie make quality shirts that last, they ship quick, and best of all, they're affordable. So if you need customized apparel, then go to DetectTees.com and be sure and tell them that RELICS Radio sent you. And I cannot say enough good about DetectTees.com. They have been a sponsor of RELICS Radio almost from the beginning. They reached out to us. I think that we were the first show really that they did sponsor, and they have been so good to us here at RELICS Radio with the T-shirt giveaways, with the hoodie giveaways and the cooling towels and everything. And I know that they are with several of the other shows as well and doing a great job with them. So if you've got any kind of apparel needs, hey, listen, if your kids are on a basketball team right now and it's a travel team or what have you, and you need jerseys, they make jerseys. They will do almost anything with apparel that you need. So just go to DetectTees.com, holler at Ken and Mark Guthrie, and Mark Hoover said here in the chat they are the best, and yes, they are. Good evening, Mr. Josh Kimmel. What's going on?
Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to chime in there, too, and agree with yourself and Mark as well. Detectees are the best, and I'm sure it's still fairly decent weather down in the southern areas for everyone, but up north here in Ohio, them Detectees hoodies are the bomb.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something, Josh. I'm wearing my hoodie right now and have been for about 2 or 3 weeks. It's not balmy right here. And,
so am I, brother.
Yeah,
so am I.
Yeah, so they're great. I'm glad that you called in, and I wanted you to call in at this point here because I wanted to touch just a little bit on how this whole Christmas giveaway thing started. And so why don't you and Barb just kind of toss that back and forth and tell everybody, what was the brainstorm behind this?
Well, I guess basically in a nutshell, long story short, Chuck Smalley was the catalyst from Shooters and Prospectors. Last year, he wanted to do a giveaway for kids for a pinpointer, and he contacted me and said, hey, I'm sure that Beyond Sight and Sound can come up with something. And we bounced it back and forth a little bit and thought, yeah, we can come up with something. And then we got this idea that we were going to twist Barb's arm and rope her into this, and everybody stepped back so she could unintentionally step forward, and we got her wrapped up in it as well, and it just started to snowball. Everybody heard what we were trying to do for the kids. Detectors, pinpointers, things like that all started coming in. Coins, Beyond Sight and Sound donated a detector. RELICS Radio donated a detector. Treasure Mountain, a number of other people. There were a lot of great people involved. And we made a lot of kids happy, I do believe, which I'm sure Barb's probably got a fairly accurate number on packages that were shipped out.
47 kids received gifts, either detectors, shovels, pinpointers, coins, you name it.
Right. Goodie bags with bullets and stickers and mercury dimes from Adventures in History and Mark Hoover. And we had, when you see these pictures coming back of these kids that have won these items and received these items, it was a great thing to see, which I know, Loy, you and Jeff and myself have been down that road before, because we did a Christmas giveaway for a detector a couple of years ago.
We did.
And when that come back, it was just great to do something nice like that time of the year. And when you see the photo of that child that received that item, you know you did the right thing. You did a great thing. And last year, a lot of people got together and helped us all to do a great thing for these kids. And I want to say last night on Beyond Sight and Sound, we mentioned that the projected package count is, we're looking at making somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 80 happy kids this year, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Barb?
Yes, which my mailman is gonna hate me.
I would say
and
so.
This is our second run, our second annual of doing this, and honestly, we're all having such a great time with it, and we've got great people behind it. I don't think this is going to be the last year. I think people are going to see us doing this again next year. Chuck Smalley from Shooters and Prospectors was really great. Kicked it off this year with the donation of a Nokta Macro Simplex for the kids' Christmas giveaway.
Wow.
And we now have 2 Simplex.
We do.
We have a Bounty Hunter. We have X-Venture. We have a Garrett 300. My spreadsheet really stinks on my new computer. I don't have Excel, so I spreadsheeted it on my desktop where I do have Excel today, and it's like the big thing's going to be, if you looked at my floor, all the pictures of stuff, I'm not going to give a kid a patch or a sticker. I have like maybe 20 books. I have maybe 4 or 5 hats that Josh donated. I have maybe 6 or 7 fines pouches. So I plan on hooking a book with a coin, with a patch, with a sticker, with a fines pouch, and making, I just went and bought Ziplocs at Walmart. So I am going to make all these goodie bags that have numerous items in them, so that when the kid gets something, it ain't one thing. It's a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And just to make a quick correction there, Barb, I'm just a guy behind a mic. Those items came courtesy of Beyond Sight and Sound. But,
yes.
You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they came from Beyond Sight and Sound, but, you're the one that sent them to me.
So you get the credit for it, yeah. And we had Josh on as a guest, and I made the comment during the show, that I think we had given away maybe a couple of pinpointers or something other, and I said, it was right before Christmas, wasn't it, Josh? And I said I would love to give a detector away to a kid. And
actually, you and Jeff were on as a guest on Beyond Sight and Sound when we did that.
Okay. Well, I told you I'm old, but I'm only 15 years old, so I can enter the contest. Get me one of those simplexes. But yeah, we said that, and then after the show was over, and as most of you know, with the guest, we keep people on after we close the show out and say our goodbyes off the air. And so Josh pitched it to us. He said, I've got a detector. If you guys want to cooperate on a Christmas giveaway contest, and that was 2 years ago. But then Chuck stepped up with the same idea last year, and then we you guys kind of threw it in Barb's lap, and it was Katie bar the doors after Barb got in.
Yeah, no holds barred then. So I guess in a sense you could say that way back in the infancy, Beyond Sight and Sound and RELICS RADIO started the first one. I mean, we did do that collaboration for a giveaway to make a kid happy for Christmas.
Yeah, well, it was a small thing, really.
But nothing on the scale that we did last year, thanks to the help of all the kind and generous people out there, as well as Barb and the others that were involved.
Yeah. And, she really stepped the game up. I mean, last year it was just phenomenal. There's no doubt about it. And so let me ask you a question, both of you. You saw everything that was given away last year. You saw the pictures and everything that came back. What really, can you think of one prize or one kid or one picture that just really, really touched your heart last year? What about you, Barb?
It was actually this young gentleman, a young boy, holding a silver coin with the biggest smile on his face.
And that's nowhere near a detector. But look, guys, what you can accomplish, what this community can accomplish, and those people that are listening to this show, wherever you're at, you can be a part of this. This is not a Beyond Sight and Sound. This is not a DirtPirate thing. This is not a RELICS Radio thing. This is a community thing. A
group effort
that you can be a part of, and that you can look this year after the Christmas giveaway is over with. You can look through there and you can find a picture of probably something that you donated, something that you gave, and you will be able to see the priceless smile on the face of that child. And if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, then I don't know what will. I mean, it is a phenomenal experience.
Right, because those smiles are just as great, whether it's a silver coin, whether it's a pinpointer, whether it's a metal detector. And we do ask that the people that do win these items, that hopefully the kids or the parents, grandparents are kind enough to take those photos and post them up in the group, because we want people to see all these happy kids. We want people to see that those prizes did exist and did get shipped out and received. And it was great to see all those photos coming in last year.
Go ahead, Barb.
I just wanted to say, I know I've posted a lot of things that people have donated and who's donated them, and I may have missed people, and if I did, don't be offended. I'm so happy that you enjoyed what I donated. Be positive about it, not negative, because it is me. Yes, it's all of you donating and sending it to me to put it together, to box it, my house is a mess the weekend of the giveaway. My living room is like, stay out, do not come in, because I put all the boxes, the packages together, I numbered them, I do a spreadsheet, it says who donated it. The minute somebody wins it, they are PMing me, and we have a giveaway like every hour. And I am like sitting with two computers and a cell phone and a tablet doing all this and logging in who won it. And so I can go back and put their address. And then when I close it each day, I am having to label every single box, every single package, tape them up, and throwing them in my big nursing bags and getting them ready to go to the post office that Monday. So it's only me running this, so I may miss somebody. I may, not give somebody credit. Don't be offensive. Be proactive and say, Barb, I gave that. And I'm going to say, well, tell them you gave it and tell them you're happy that they love it,
Well, I think we've got the wrong attitude if we come into this and we're wanting credit for something. What I want to see a smile on a child's face. That's what I want. If I get that, it's well worth what funds that I will put out to purchase whatever I purchase or whatever that someone gives. But I want to challenge everybody that's listening here. You've still got time. You've got until December the 10th to get your small packages. And don't discount those small packages. A few silver coins that maybe you have found, a few flat buttons that you have found, or a dig bag or a shirt, anything related to metal detecting that you have or that you would like to donate, and you can get that to Barb. And you're a part of this. And, metal detecting gets a bad rap a lot of times, that we're looters and that we're people that are just out for ourselves, and we just want to, for lack of a better term, we just want to destroy history. We don't. We want to save history. But also, we're a good-hearted group of people, and we want people to understand that. And I don't think that anything shows that like this great kids Christmas giveaway. I just don't think that anything that we can do will give us show us in a good light like that. What do you think?
We are a very friendly and giving and helpful community out there in the hobby, and maybe I'm just kind of biased, but I'm sure that you and Barb will both agree, Loy. There's no greater group of people you're going to find. These are the treasures in life.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure, show. You're the guest.
Well, after the Big D, which is very traumatic to go through, when I started metal detecting, I don't have a lot of friends here. I have acquaintances. I have professional friends. I have gained some of the best friends in the world. Josh is one of my best friends. We talk all the time. I've never met him. I've met Mark. I've met Bill. You, Denny. I mean, tons of our listeners I have actually met in person. Nugget Noggin. It just goes on. And these people would stand beside me any day if I was going through a crisis and I needed to call one of you or one of my other friends. I know I could do it, and I would have a huge support system. So the metal detecting community is one of the best, and it has really helped me when I needed it, and I know it'll always be there for me.
Yep. Hey, we're coming up on a hard break, actually a little bit past, and we need to get this in for syndication. One more commercial, guys, and then we'll be back to this great Christmas giveaway for kids. If you want to keep up with what's going on in the metal detecting world, then you need to be a subscriber to American Digger magazine. Butch and Anita Holcomb are the publishers of the magazine and have won awards for 3 straight years for being the best digger magazine on the market. American Digger magazine is available in both print and digital formats, so no matter where you live in the world, you can enjoy the latest happenings in the hobby. You can get in touch with American Digger magazine by going to americandigger.com or give them a call at 770-362-8671. And be sure and tell them that you heard it on RELICS Radio. And by the way, again, most of you know that I am the producer and one of the co-hosts on American Digger Magazine's Relic Roundup every Monday night with Butch Holcomb and Jeff Lubert. Now, Jeff was in England this past Monday, And Butch had a root canal, and actually Butch was going to talk about the museum tour, the Oak Ridge Museum tour that he went through. So we've rescheduled that for this coming Monday night. So join us then, and I promise you that that we will have that show. I know a lot of you were looking forward to hearing about that. And we're going to open up the phone lines, guys, 270-495-0315. Call in and talk to us here tonight. Maybe you want to call in and tell us that you've got something that you want to donate, that you want to be a part of this great Christmas giveaway, great metal detecting Christmas giveaway for kids 5 through 15. So give us a shout, 270-495-0315. And while Barb and Josh are talking, I'll put that in the chat.
I already beat you.
Yes. See, that's what I like about having Barb at the helm for this, because you got to give her a lot of credit. If people get upset, they should blame it on me, because I like to throw her some curveballs with the giveaway every now and then. Hey, we got this donated. Take care of it. Thanks. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. But, you know, you all are putting it out there for me to do what I've got to do to give it away. And so without you, I wouldn't have all the detectors and the things that I have. So, you know, it's a group effort. It's great. But, yeah, Josh will call me with stuff, and I'm like, oh, get out of here. Just go away. I can't deal with you right now.
But the great thing about that is that we're all coming together as a group. Individually, we're just a piece of the larger picture.
That's right. Just a small cog in a big, great community. And, guys, we do have a call. My buddy Tim Henderson has called in tonight. What's going on, Tim?
Hello, Tim.
Hey, guys and gals. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Oh, we're just doing great. We're sitting here talking about giving stuff away to kids for Christmas. Does it get any better than that?
It does not. I was finally getting some Thanksgiving dinner, because during dinner I was busy with family and cooking and running with grandkids, and I barely got to eat. So I finally sat down and just ate me a plate, and I'm fat as a tick right now. But, Barb, I got a metal detector I'd like to send you.
Oh, no, you can't send detectors to me. I got a detector I will ship for you when you give it away. I love you. What are you giving me?
There you go.
I have a Technetics Delta 4000.
Hey, that ain't a cheap detector there, Tim.
It's not. I actually won it. I won it at the Florida hunt. And it comes with headphones and a pinpointer inside the box.
Can I be 15? Can I be 15 again?
Well, I'm glad you said 15, because I already put right next to that. It will go to one of the older kids, because when I decide, we have 102 kids as of 6:00 today that have entered. But with this show, it's probably going to blow up and go to 150, 80, whatever. But I look at each detector. They're like the bounty hunters, I'm going to give to a younger child. The Go Finds, if we have any, will go to. The more sophisticated the machine is, it will go to an older child. And I just think that's logical.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep. Makes sense.
And I'm sure, Tim, as a dealer, the kids are, in fact, the future of the hobby. So this is a great thing to get involved in. And I'm not sure if Barb had reiterated or not. We're not even necessarily concerned with whether it's a brand new machine or whether it's one from a raffle or a giveaway, or if it's even gently used. Any of these are going to make these kids happy. So that's a great and generous thing for you to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not a Technetics. You're welcome. I'm not a Technetics dealer, and so this is a perfect one for me to pass along. And since you're going to give it to older kid that probably will definitely use it. It says it comes with a pinpointer and headphones, and I will put a Garrett dig bag inside the box.
Love you.
And I will also put a Nocta Macro Lesh type hand digger in the box, and so whoever gets this will be ready to go.
Those are awesome digging tools, and hopefully you put a business card from Murray Branch Outdoors in there too.
Yes.
Sure,
Please.
and I'll put some Dig Dog stickers for our YouTube channel on the box too.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem, and put a Merry Christmas. If you're someone that is mailing a detector to a kid, I want, it would be so nice. Get a Christmas card. You can get them at dollar store, 10 for $1, and put Merry Christmas, enjoy, go dig. I was going to say booty, but, dig some booty, dig some finds. Sorry. But, don't say booty. Say go dig, something great. But, that is awesome. Thank you. I think we're really going to hit 15 detectors. And if we do, I'm going to give a detector to every age group. Because right now I think we're almost at that where I literally have a detector. And if there's only 4 kids that are 9 years old, guess what? They got a 1 in 4 chance to get a detector.
Yeah, that's pretty good
awesome.
odds. I tell you what, that's 25%. That is good odds right there that you get one. Wow, Tim.
Well, I know I've got some accessories. I've got some. I think I've got the little Garrett coin pouches and maybe some patches and some other stuff. I'll just have to look in my bag of goodies, but I'll make sure the box is full.
What a great gesture right there! I tell you,
I like this night's just getting better and better.
And it ain't over with yet. Hey, guys, we're challenging anybody and everybody. Step up to the plate here. Reach way, way down in your heart and see what you can. And it doesn't have to be a metal detector. I mean, there's something that you can gather up that you have found, silver coins or what have you, that you can donate. Just reach way down in your heart and see what you can find. And I guarantee you, you're going to get a lot more out of it than the kids will. Just the pleasure of knowing that you put a smile on a kid's face. And as Josh said a while ago, we hand this hobby off to another generation. We spark interest in young kids. And who knows that these young kids are not going to be the next Nugget Noggin, which is a young kid compared to me anyway, But we have an opportunity to really spark interest in a lot of kids. And I think that that's the benefit that we're getting from this for the hobby. Don't you, Josh?
You never know. It's just a Mercury dime to that person that may have donated it, another Doug Mercury dime. But for all you know, that Mercury dime may have planted the seed and sparked the interest for a lifetime of adventure and memory.
And with that, I just want to say a bunch of you did a really good thing. Sorry. My niece died 3 years ago, actually. And her daughter, my great niece, Josh, and a bunch of people donated things for me to take, and I gave her my Ace 350 and gave her my old black Garrett. It was brand new black Garrett pinpointer, everything she needed. But a bunch of people sent me things to give to her, finds pouches, and you name it. And she's my hunting buddy when I go home to Massachusetts. It's like, can I have her for a day or two? And this past summer, we actually went detecting, I think, 5 or 6 days. Almost every day I was there. And she loves it. She found her first coin. It was just a nickel, but she was so excited. And she found it. I think she found it with the Knox 800, which we didn't talk about that, but I have a Knox too. And she loves it, but it's too heavy for her.
Yeah. What a great story. And, our thoughts and prayers are with you with that loss. We know that anytime you lose a family member, how tragic that it is. But, you rebound by doing something like you did, and appreciate those that stepped up as well. I wasn't aware of that. That's the first that I've heard of that.
Yeah, my niece died unexpected. She was young, no drugs, no nothing, had a stroke or something else. And so her daughter is my digging buddy when I'm in Massachusetts. And every year we go digging now. And she likes the beach. I want to go to the parks for the silver and the old stuff. But, it's what you want to do. Let's go. And she loves my dais. she really likes my dais.
Yeah.
And that time spent is priceless. Nobody can take those memories away from you.
No.
And the thing with the dais, she has got it figured out how to go from wet sand to dirt to dry sand. And so when she's zigzagging the beach, I'm like, did you change it over? She's like, yes, honey, I did it. I'm like, okay, just making sure. So she's really got the dais down. So one day, if she stays with it, one day I just might have to, give her mine and I'll buy an ORX.
Yeah. Hey,
it
Tim,
sounds like she almost knows the dais better than you.
Hey, Tim, we appreciate, brother, you calling in. We appreciate the
yes, sir.
The gift that you sent in, and don't want to hang you on the line here. Let you go back and eat just a little bit more. You ain't fat enough yet.
Well,
Tim,
I gotta have dessert yet.
Okay.
Tim, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Just have it ready to go. So everything has got to be shipped the day after the contest. I can't make that clear enough. The contest is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's got to be packaged and get it out on Monday so that we're guaranteed that these kids get it. And everyone did last year except one kid. And I apologize for that. It was out of my control. I do tracking on every single package. And when I have time, people sent me their tracking numbers on the detectors, and I forward those to the winner saying, here's your tracking number. Keep track of your detector. It's coming. And it worked out great. People were like, you sent me the tracking number? I'm like, yep, because I'm not going to track all these packages.
Now, what Monday is that?
The giveaway?
Is it going to be the 23rd? Is that December?
No, the giveaway is the 13th, 14th, and 15th of December, and everyone needs to mail out on the 16th, which is a Monday.
Okay. That's what we wanted to clear up, was that right there. So
that's what I'm putting in my notes right now.
Okay. Yep.
I got that in.
I wrote mine down
Just
here.
give Barb my contact information if she doesn't already have it, and
okay.
And I'll make sure I watch the, when you do the giveaway and stuff, and
you're
keep in the loop on that.
Your giveaway will be on Sunday. I'm hoping to end it by, I haven't decided yet, but I'm hoping to end it by like 8 o'clock. And where yours is going to the upper age group, it'll be one of the last giveaways. So probably Sunday at like 6. But I do a schedule, and so if you can join the page, even if you don't have kids. And if you have kids, they can play. They're not excluded. But I post like a schedule of what times we're going to give what the detectors away for what age groups, so that people know to be available at that time.
And you do it live on, is it a live thing or is it just on the Facebook?
It's on Facebook, but all the detectors, I don't know who's calling me.
And last year,
I hung up on them. I'm like, who's calling me at 9 o'clock?
And with cardholder services.
Yeah.
And last year on Sunday, we did a recap of some of the winners on Beyond Sight and Sound, and we will probably do that again this year.
Yeah.
Yes, we usually do. And last year, what we did was Josh had donated a detector, and so we announced that winner live on his show. But I will do a schedule that says when we're giving detectors away, because I don't want people hanging out the home. Now, there's going to be other prizes, but I want to make sure, if we're doing the 5, 6, and 7-year-olds detector giveaway Friday at 8 o'clock, I want them people to know they need to be there to participate.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good deal.
Okay.
Just keep me posted, and good talking to y'all, and good for what y'all are doing.
Oh, well, for you too, Tim. And we appreciate the gift, and we appreciate the call, and I'll talk to you in a few days then.
Yes, sir. Y'all
Absolutely.
Take care.
Okay.
We can do it without people like Tim.
Yep. And by the way, guys, in the description of this show here tonight, I do have the Facebook link to the Great Metal Detecting Christmas giveaway. You can just click on that link. It will take you there. You can join that and be a part of it, and then you'll be able to see how everything unfolds as it unfolds. And I've also got Barb's personal Facebook account on there as well. So we just made life a little harder for you, Barb.
No, you didn't. I'm excited. Mark wanted me to bring something up, and this was a concern on Facebook. I had a friend of mine. I call him Boston, but it's Jared. He goes to DIV with me, and he's like, how do you pay for all these shipping? You could have 70 packages to send out. And I'm like, I deal with it. It's okay. And he actually started to go fund, and I asked him to take it down. And he was a little upset with me, and I said, I cannot ask people on the Great Christmas giveaway to give me money to send them packages. I'm sorry. That's like an oxymoron. That's not what this is about. I have had a lot of cash donations. Josh has, American Digger Magazine, a couple other people, and I have them in my spreadsheet that have given money. We have enough for a really low-end detector, but I think we're going to buy some other things. Josh and I need to talk about that. And a little bit of that money, some of it's my money, will go towards shipping. But if people want to donate money to cover shipping, I am not going to make 1 penny out of this. I mean, if I have $20 left over after shipping, I'm going to go on that page after I ship that day and give something away and spend that money, So if you want to help with shipping, even $5, $10, it's probably, last year it cost, I think, $75 to ship everything. Only because my post office lady is real nice to me. Chuck did donate half of that, so only half of it came out of my pocket. But you want to give $1 or $2, I do have a PayPal account, and I guarantee it's not going to go in my pocket. I will use it for shipping. I will buy other prizes to give away that I know I could send prizes. If I have $30 left, I just bought like 3-piece dollars for $20 a piece. I won them in an auction. I will make sure I give something away for any money I have left over.
That's the equivalent of what money that you have, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm a pretty stand-up guy. A lot of people know me. My reputation precedes me, just like it does you, Loy. You're a stand-up guy too, and I'll put you on the hook here and tell you, I mean, this does not in any way go for profit. This all goes to the kids, and I fully stand behind Barb with that statement. Nobody's money is getting put in anybody's pocket. It's all going to those kids, and I'm sure you would agree.
Amen on that. Yep. And I'll vouch for that. I wouldn't be a part of it if I thought that there was anything shady about the deal at all. And I know that there's not. I know that you wouldn't, Josh, and I know that Barb wouldn't, and I know Chuck wouldn't. And this is all about the kids. That's all it is. And if you want to give some money, you can click on one of those links that is in the show description here, and message Barb, and you can coordinate how you want to do that. We haven't talked yet, Barb, and I think it's important because there's probably some people that are listening. How do kids enter this contest? We haven't talked about that.
Okay, so kids, unless they're 13, 14, I don't know what, Facebook has a limit. So not all kids can have a Facebook page. So their parents just need to go to Facebook and type in the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway for Kids 5 to 15. That's all you need to type in. It'll take you to the page, okay? When you get to the page, scroll down. There is a thread that says, this is where you need to put who you're playing for. And so you just add a comment and say, I am playing for these kids, 8 and 6, Tristan 5, whoever 10. And then I take that, I just updated it at 6 o'clock tonight, and I actually typed in, everybody here is logged on my spreadsheet, but then I posted it in a link and said, well, everybody check and make sure I haven't made any mistakes, that all your kids are here. And I had one person say, you forgot one of my kids. And I went, I just fixed it. And they were like, thank you so much. So you just put in that link who you're playing for. And I add it to my spreadsheet. As of that time, we had 102 kids entered for the giveaway. And then the contests are crazy, so be prepared. Only a family can only win one detector, and I'm sorry. So if you're playing for 5 kids and one of your kids wins a detector, the other 3 cannot. And I hate to be that way, but I want every detector to go to a different home. And we had no problems with that last year. They can win other prizes. There will be giveaways the whole weekend. But a lot of the things are crazy. We're going to do probably a couple pull tab contests. We do scavenger hunts. And I give you a list of things that you have to put together and take a picture. No computer-generated anything. It's got to be things in your home. So you might want to have your tree up. You might want to have your digging equipment handy, and the first person that posts all the items in one picture, they win. We do some random.orgs. I've done some crazy things that you have to take a video doing something specific. Nothing
like the truffle shuffle.
And then we decide who did the best truffle shuffle, okay? We actually last year made people stand on their heads and do things. And Cammie Pike Denton Pike has already told me, please do it again so I can make my husband stand on his head again.
Well, now, I can do all of those things underwater, but not on dry land.
Well, and I'll tell you, I don't know if Barb can remember this child's name or not, but last year, one of the contests, there was a grandfather playing for their grandson, And at one point, the grandfather got up and left the room for something, and that grandson just put entry after entry after entry after entry after entry in, trying to win.
Yes, yes.
Grandfather was out of the room. And so even if you're not playing for kids, you may want to go join the group anyway, because this is just fun to watch.
Most people think, oh, you're giving away. You know, you're just going to say, okay, I'm going to give this kid this. No, these kids are going to work for it. And if the kids aren't present or your grandkids aren't, you're going to work for it. It's fun. I've had people tell me, PM me saying, you should have been in my house watching my husband run around, and they were on cell phones saying, we need this, grab this, I'm going for this, you get this, I got this. And they tell me it's hilarious. So it's a good family fun event. And I wish I could send something to all 102 kids. We're going to send as many kids as we can. Like we said, we're looking at maybe 50 to 80 kids winning, which is the majority of them. And for the ones that don't win something, you know what, Mom and Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, put a dime or a silver coin or something under the tree and say, this is for participating in the Great Christmas Giveaway. You did great. Love, Grandma. You know.
And in the end, we all win, whether it's the kids, the people watching, or the people that donated, because it's just a great time.
This has been a great time on this show tonight. I tell you, I normally don't get to watch the chat much, but both of you guys were talking and you kind of gave me an opportunity. Ohio Relic Hunter, and you know he's always quick to the gun at saying something other. He said, Lloyd doing the truffle shuffle underwater. I hope he does it in a doesn't do it in a no wake zone.
Bill, you know what? I've metal detected with Bill. I didn't remember it. I had Lyme disease really bad, and I am an advocate for people that have had Lyme. And
as am I.
And, you know, Bill is a hoot. And it was funny because it was months later, he was like, Barb, you met me. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And he was like, yeah, you did. And I was like, I was so sick that weekend, I don't remember half the people I met, you know.
Hey, if we can get that done, though, by Loy, I want to see him doing that truffle shuffle underwater standing on his head.
I'll have to go and look at I don't even know what the truffle shuffle is, but I'll have to go and look at it, and I'm not beyond trying to do it.
It's from the Goonies movie, which Bill sent me. Someone's calling me. Oh, my sister's calling me.
Well, you'll have
I'm sticking her under the. She must be drunk. I should have said that.
We'll just tell her you're preoccupied.
Yeah, but this is a great event. It's going to make a lot of kids happy, and anything you can do to help will really just make it even better. And I give my time, which is a lot. I don't expect anything for that because I enjoy this. When I got roped into it, I was like, thanks, guys. Because they announced it on the show and was like, and we know the perfect person to do this. Barb, you want to call in? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And
we did kind of rope her in.
They roped me in, and it takes a lot of logistics, but you know what? I love it. I love doing it. And so if you have any contests that you think will be funny to watch, funny to make people do, PM me, please, because I need ideas.
And I can't stress how important it is. Please make sure you've got your child's name and age, because that is how we categorize giving away some of these prizes.
Right, different age groups and everything.
It is. The detectors, once we get to the final like 2 days before, and I'm probably not going to accept people the day of the 13th. Once we hit the 13th, that's it. Because I think if you want to be part of this, you need to join now. And
we did the same thing last year where we did quit accepting requests to join the group because that's not quite fair to the people who have donated, the people that have been there waiting for the contests, because we do promote this very far in advance.
And Miss Emily said about me doing the truffle shuffle underwater, do it. And then Ohio Relic Hunter sent me a link, a YouTube link to that. I'll go watch that after the show, Bill. I'll do that. I'll do that this week in the pool. And
Miss Emily does a great truffle shuffle herself.
Oh, did she?
Yes. Yeah, she won a prize for it. And it was funny because it was on Dirt Pirates. And one of my admins actually joined the contest and did it, and I'm like, you can't enter this contest. This is for members. And he was very upset, and I'm like, oh, well, too bad. Sorry. The kid
was still fun to watch him.
Well, yeah. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to send mine in. Obviously, I don't want to enter anything. I just want to have fun. That's the whole appeal of this to me, is just, making people laugh, making the kids, putting a smile on their face. And if I can make Miss Emily laugh, it's worth me doing it and then having therapy afterwards.
That's the attitude.
And the thing I want to say, Loy, if you got grandkids you want to enter, you need to join the page. I mean, play for your kids, your grandkids. Everyone can enter their kids and grandkids, even if they're given something to the contest. It's okay.
Well, it is, but I'm in a situation where I can supply my grandkids if they have an interest, and I have one grandson that is really, really interested in it. You may have seen him, Reese, doing some water detecting with me this summer, and I've got him a detector already and a pinpointer and everything. So I'd rather leave it open for those kids that possibly don't have someone, that can supply those things for them.
But it doesn't mean that you can say, I want to be excluded from the metal detector and put them in for one of the other prizes, like one of the goodie bags or something. And it'd be something that they'd go, oh my God,
Mm-hmm. I may do it.
And I'll tell you, I can't guarantee that somebody didn't do that last year where they won a prize and said, you know what? I've already won a small prize. Pay it forward. Give it to someone else.
Right.
And we actually, I think, had that with the detector. They were like, no, this needs to go to someone else. And we redid the drawing or gave it to the second place person. So you can still enter your kids. Your kid may like a silver coin or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, kids just like being in a contest, and Reese found his first silver coin this summer, and it was a mercury dime, and he had never seen a mercury dime. He had no idea what it was, And there are kids today that have never seen an Indian head penny. They have no idea what that looks like, and that'd be a treasure. That'd be a treasure to you, wouldn't it, Barb?
I knew you.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't tell anybody this, but Barb's like a kid in a candy store when she finds an Indian.
Okay.
I counted mine up the other day, Barb, and over the last, it's been probably a little bit over a year. Of course, I sent you one, but I think I've still got 26 left here. So I feel sorry for you. I tell you, I do.
Okay. To on the record, I have found two.
Yeah, I know you have.
Okay. But
you're in a contest now to find one and beat. Who are you in a contest with?
I've been in a contest with Cody Fisher, which it'll be 2 years in February that we've had this contest going, and neither one of us have found an Indian head.
Yeah.
But
I think it's more like a curse than a contest.
Yeah, I live in the mountains, and the people here were dirt poor, literally. And the two I found were in a highly, it was the old lumber company, so a lot of traffic. But when you look at the amount of finds I have found there, to only find 2 Indian heads and about 25 wheat pennies, they're not here. But you had asked me about my article, and I couldn't tell you, but it's on the coffee table, so I have it now.
Okay.
And it's volume 14, issue 2, in the March-April 2018 issue of American Digger is my article about the Blackwood Lumber Company, which came into existence in 1922 and closed in 1943 or 44. And the article doesn't cover everything that I found there. And going back to my machines, I love the AT Pro, but it has its limitations. No matter what people say, it's a great machine, but my soil is a lot like Culpeper in areas. If you're near the river, it's more rich, it's brown. If you're on my backyard, it's as orange as it can be.
Yeah.
And the XP Deus does better in it. So the majority of my finds at the lumber company I did acquire with my XP Deus.
Yeah. And, had I been with American Digger's Relic Roundup at the time, whatever, I agreed to come on as the producer. I talked to Butch, and I said I would like to see the show structured where you're trying, you have a magazine, and I would like to see you highlight the magazine, and why not bring in the writers of different articles as guests and everything. I may talk to them, and, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with going back a year or two and just have you on one Monday night as a guest just to talk about, that's the Blackwood Lumber Company, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, I haven't detected since I was in Virginia, so look out, Blackwood Lumber, here I come tomorrow.
Well, I hope you find an Indian there. And
you know what? We didn't even say what we're going to give if we win the bet, because we knew it would take either one of us so long to find one. It's just, I'll send you something good if you send me something good. And we laughed about it. And now 2 years later, almost, we're still laughing.
Yeah. I tell you what, guys, this has been a great show. We're just about out of time, but been a great show. And Barb, thank you for all that you do, and Josh for all that you do. And Chuck wasn't on tonight with us, but thanks to Chuck for all that he does, and thanks to Tim Henderson calling in and giving a metal detector all the support that you guys in the chat have given us here tonight. And it's not too late. You've got until December the 10th to get something to Barb to give away, and you will take those things up until December the 10th. But if you reach down real far in your heart and you decide you want to send a metal detector or some large item, you've got until the contest to do that, the last day or the first day that the contest starts. And, she can get that in, and then you have to mail that now by the 16th. But what a great show. What a great time that we've had here. I can't wait to see the faces of those kids that are winners.
Hey, and remember this, no matter how hard you think it is, somebody's always got it a little rougher. So everybody's got something they can give. Think about that, and have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yep. And Barb, I'll let you have the last word, and then I'll close the show out, and you guys hang on the line, and we'll say our goodbyes after the show's over.
I just want to say thanks to everyone that's donated. I love y'all, and I'm like ecstatic of everything that was given to me tonight to give away. Thanks.
Well said. Well said. Hey, guys, if you like shows like this, be sure and check out Beyond Sight and Sound with Josh Kimmel, who we had on here tonight. He's on every Sunday night and Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. All Metal Mode with Mike Hare and Gypsy Jules is on Monday night at 8 o'clock. American Digger Relic Roundup is on Monday night at 9 o'clock, and that's with Butch Holcomb, Jeff Lubert, and myself. Hardcore Metal Detecting with my buddies Derek Asklar and Craig Talley. They're on every Thursday and Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. And then they have a morning show I think it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then XP Team USA with Dave Kimmel and Grant Hansen. They have a show every other Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Relics Radio will be back this next week, and our guest is going to be Amanda Digger. You know her from All Metal Mode. She co-hosts with Gypsy Jules there, so that's going to be a really good show. So we'll see you next Thursday night right here on Relics Radio at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Relics Radio. We really do appreciate it. Be sure and join us live every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Spreaker, or you can catch the archive show at Relics Radio on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and many other podcast outlets. Relics Radio is also syndicated on the Cutting Edge Radio Network and is broadcast around the world. Please take a minute and hit the like button, and be sure and follow us so you'll get notifications of all of our upcoming broadcasts. You can also find us on YouTube at Diggin' with 7 or Tennessee Jeff, or you can check us out on our Relics Radio Facebook group page or Adventures in History on Facebook. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then send an email to relicsradio@outlook.com. We'd love to hear from you. We hope that you'll join us next Thursday night, and until then, get out there and dig some history.